If you've been waiting to feel ready before you begin your business, this video's for you because readiness is not what you think it is. We just started a new year, 2026, and often people set resolutions and goals, and they have this idea that they have to have this perfect idea and this perfect plan to start the new year. I don't want you to feel that way. You do not have to have starting a business as a New Year's resolution. Science shows or data shows that we often fizzle out on our resolutions after a month or two. Some people might make it 6 months and then you're done. But I don't think that's how you think of starting a business. Starting a business should be thought about as your future and not as a resolution to something that you do in that, New Year kind of way. It's okay to feel like I wanted to start January 1st. I didn't start. I'm behind. Often people feel behind. That's normal. That's okay. But you're not behind. You're right where you need to be. I created this Bright Beginning 6-day series to help people, to reassure them that perfection and rushing is not necessary. It's okay to build slow. It's okay to build with figuring out what your clarity is and without the perfection. So throughout this video, you might see me looking down at my notes, up here at the computer, down here at my computer screen. I have a Google Doc that has some notes on it for me because I want to make sure that I cover everything in these videos that I need to cover. So let's look at that. Many people believe that before they start a business, they need to know everything. They need to be confident. They need to have the perfect plan, and they need proof that what they're going to do will work. All of those are false requirements. You do not need to know everything. You can learn as you go. You just need to know where you are in the beginning stage, and you need to take your first steps. You don't need to have everything figured out. You do not need the perfect plan. You need a direction. That direction will allow you to find your path, make more decisions as you go, make more plans, the decisions will help you make more educated decisions because you can gather information as you go along. These things that your body tells you, the what if it doesn't work? What if I don't have the perfect plan? What if I lack the confidence to start? Those are fears. Let's talk about the confidence first. Think about a third grade student who's doing a school play. They have just a couple lines to deliver, and they're afraid that they might forget their line or that someone might laugh at them or they might trip going on stage. But they get on stage anyways. They don't trip. They deliver their line. They might stumble a little, but they get the whole line out there. No one laughs at them. They just gained a little more confidence for the next time they do it. And they're able to deliver their line a little more confidently. They're not as scared to go step on stage the next time. And eventually they become a theater actor on Broadway. The actor on Broadway didn't start on Broadway. They started as that third grade student delivering a line about Benjamin Franklin. Right? So you don't have to have confidence to start. Taking action allows you to gain the confidence. Let's talk about the fears that are keeping you from starting. So we just named a few: the confidence, the perfect plan, proof that it will work. Those are our fears as humans. We as humans have fears that are trying to keep us safe. So if you're a cave person, and you have no fear that something is going to kill you, you're going to walk out of your cave and you are going to get eaten by some sort of tiger's ancestor. Have you ever seen Croods? Okay. Or let's take it to modern day age. You're walking to the Grand Canyon. There's a safe space to stop at the edge. And you have a fear that you're going to fall off the edge when you're 50 yards back. So you never walk up to see the view of the Grand Canyon because your irrational fear keeps you 50 yards back. But it's your body and your mind trying to save you from falling off the edge. If you didn't have that fear, you'd walk up to the edge and you could possibly fall to your death. So that is just your brain trying to keep you safe. But you also might fear losing a loved one. If you listen to that fear, you'll never love and you'll never experience love. And you'll live your whole life without love. So your body and your mind might be trying to keep you safe from being hurt by losing a loved one. But because of that, you lose out on so much more. Business is the same kind of thing. If you listen to your fears and never start, then you never have the chance to live the life that you dream of. You never have the chance to help the people that you want to help. So our fears are there to keep us safe, but we have to take rationality and think, what fears do I listen to and what fears do I not listen to? No, I'm not going to jump in a cage with tigers. That's a rational fear to think that you might get hurt. But to be afraid that your business might not work out perfectly, yes, that's valid. But it's not a reason to stop you from starting one. Let's think about the perfect plan. Do you need clarity on what direction you should be heading? Yes, you do need to develop some clarity on the direction that you'll be heading in your business. But the plan doesn't have to be perfect. You can make educated decisions as you go. You can get clearer, you can pivot, you can stop dead in your tracks and think, okay, I need to change where the direction that I'm going. What I originally thought is not going to work. Let me see how I can tweak this and what direction I can go in. That's how clarity works. That's how planning works. It's not rigid and it doesn't have to be perfect. So belief is willingness, not certainty. So you don't have to have every ounce of proof that your business will work. It might not work, but then again, it might. Seeing other people do a business that's similar to yours and having them be successful, that is some ounce of proof that it could possibly work for you. But you have to be willing, not certain. So there's this line from the movie The Santa Claus. Seeing isn't believing. Believing is seeing. One of the elves tells this because you don't have to believe, you don't have to see Santa to know that he's real. You just have to believe that he's real in order to be able to see him. You take from that what you want. It's a children's movie, but I constantly go back to the line. Seeing isn't believing. Believing is seeing. There's also a newer movie called The Night with a K, The Night Before Christmas. The night actually travels through time from medieval times into present times, which I believe is 2019 or something like that. And he's trying to explain that he traveled through time and that, and the female actress, she says something about, not making sense and doesn't understand how it could be possible kind of thing. And he says, by that accord, you are saying that only things that you understand are possible. And we know that's not true, right? I don't understand quantum physics, but other people do. But just because I don't understand it and I can't comprehend it doesn't mean it's not real. So we need to believe that we can run a successful business before we are certain and know and have proof that we can run a successful business. We have to believe that it's possible in order to have it be possible. Because if we don't believe that it's possible, we won't start. But we don't have to see that it's possible first in order to believe that. I hope all that makes sense. All right, let's see here. Let's go down. I just want to reassure you that it is okay to start where you are. No one has 100% of the information when they start. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We start messy. We start with partial information. And we don't require perfection in order to make progress. We start with what we know. You can learn and build as you go. You can start messy. Don't let those aesthetic Instagram accounts tell you that they started with perfection, because they did not. It's either a lie or they started somewhere else first and they deleted the old stuff so you didn't know. Everyone starts messy. It's okay. If you look at somebody who's been doing YouTube for, we'll say 10 years, they started somewhere very different than where they are now 10 years later. That's okay. That is normal. You make progress and you grow as you take action. So a mentor of mine says procrastinating. If you're afraid that you only have part of the information and you try to learn everything before you start, you procrastinate by learning instead of doing. You can learn and get more information as you go. Okay? So if you're afraid of not having enough information, if you're afraid that you might not be perfect, or you lack the confidence, or that you might not succeed, you allow fears and negative thoughts into your brain. And you may allow them to take over, because negativity breeds negativity. I have a friend like that. I'm sure you have a friend like that, where it seems like nothing positive in their life happens and they're always concentrating on the negative. If you think about it, if you're looking for red cars driving down the street, you're going to notice more red cars. But if you're looking for green cars going down the street, you're going to see more green cars. If you look for white cars, you see more white cars, right? So if you're looking for negativity, you're going to find more negativity. If you are looking for more positivity, you will find more positivity. I just want to take a moment so we can do a visualization. Let's let our negatives flow away from us. I want you to close your eyes and picture you're in a forest with a river flowing straight through. You are going to sit down on a rock in the center of the river. So you are looking at the water flowing towards you. You might see some leaves or a log flow down the river and flow by you. Those leaves, those rocks, they have words on them. Those words represent your fears. What if? I lack confidence. I don't have a perfect plan. I'm not sure. Whatever it is that you are thinking negative is flowing down the river and flowing around you. You may have different fears than someone else, but you can acknowledge those fears. You can see them floating in the river and flow by you. You don't have to dwell on them. The water is changing. What is flowing by you changes. So once you have allowed those words and those feelings of negativity to flow past you, now you can start seeing the positive. You can hear the birds chirping. The water trickling and rushing by you. A rustle of the leaves. Maybe another animal scurrying through the woods. Allow the positive thoughts and the positive energy to flow to you, while the negative just continues by you and around you. The negative thoughts flow past you, but the positive ones are still there. The rustle of the leaves, the birds chirping. It's okay to feel the presence of the positivity. Take a deep breath and open your eyes. This is a good exercise to do once a day, once a week, whatever you need to do in order to feel the positivity around you and feel the positive energy. Because when we start thinking about the positives, we recognize more positives. And we are in a better mindset to achieve what we'd like to achieve. Now, speaking of positive mindset, I want to recommend a couple books to you. So this book is called Dollars Flow to Me Easily by Richard Dotts. It's one of many books. Now, you might feel this might be a little woo-woo. You don't have to feel and believe everything that you read. But I believe this book allows you to have a shift in mindset. And it's not just about money. It's not just about dollars. It's about positivity and mindset. So I highly recommend this book. It is a very short book, a quick, easy read. Like, let's see. It's less than 100 pages. Another book that I recommend that can help you with shifting mindset is Who, Not How by Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. I'm still reading this book. I'm not all the way through. This is one I just recently started. And it says it's the formula to achieve bigger goals through accelerating teamwork. It allows you to shift your mindset on things that you don't necessarily know how to do, but finding the who can help you do that, who you can collaborate with, or, and not necessarily figure out how do I do it myself. So we all need who's that can help us, and this is a great mindset book for helping with that. Another mindset book that has money in the title is I Will Teach You to Be Rich. This is by Ramit Sethi. It is about personal finance and decisions for budgeting and saving and spending and investing, but it is also a book about mindset. One of the things that Ramit talks about is living a rich life. And that doesn't necessarily mean monetarily rich. That can mean appreciating what you have and feeling rich in mindset. This is actually a book that I recommend to so many people. I think it makes a great graduation gift. So if you know anyone graduating or in their young 20s, this is perfect for them. I wish I had read this book years and years ago, although it didn't exist when I graduated high school because I'm old. And then the last book is a book that I actually struggled to read. It's a recommended book, but I struggled to read it. My brain it was not easy for me. It is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. There's many versions of this book. This one is with the foreword written by Russell Brunson, but you can get other versions of this as well. And Napoleon Hill talks about mindset, and there's nuggets in here that are great takeaways. So despite me personally, in the way my brain reads, not being able to work through this book easily, I definitely took away nuggets from it still. I know other people that have loved reading this book. I know people like me that struggle through the book as well. But I definitely think there are nuggets in here and a great way to get your mind to shift about business, about life, things like that. So those are the books that I would recommend. And I am actually adding them to the worksheet that goes along with the Bright Beginnings. So each day you will have a worksheet that goes along after the video. And on day one, after the worksheet, you'll see these books. I put them on there for you. The worksheets are linked in the description of this video, and I highly recommend going through them. They are going to help you, and they are going to allow you to work through whatever I'm talking about in each video. Regardless if you do the full worksheets or not, I want you to reflect on this prompt. If I allowed myself to start where I am, what would I do next? If I allowed myself to start right here, right now, where I am, what would I do next? Would I decide to start my business? Would I decide to take a next step in my business? Would I just allow myself to think it's possible? Please take a moment and reflect on that. If I allowed myself to start where I am, what would I do next? You have my permission to start. Give yourself permission to start. Tomorrow in day 2, we're going to be designing a business that fits our real life, one that's aligned with us, and one that does not create overwhelm or hustle. See you tomorrow.